Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Grace and I am the owner of BG Dressmaking Patterns. So welcome to another vlog. This is actually coming way early than expected. So today is currently the 21st of October 2024. And the whole essence of this vlog is to make my birthday dress. I already have an idea of what I want. Oh, for reference, my birthday is too far ahead, and I already have an idea of what I want to make. So now you might be wondering, why is she making a birthday dress now in October when her birthday is in December? That is because I have this thing where I have a plan to make a birthday dress. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to make it, the end of November, early January, early December, because my birthday falls, like my birthday is on the 11th. So I'm like, I'm going to make it at the beginning of December, and I end up making nada. I'm just wearing what I have. So I want this year to be different. And the only way that would happen if I actually start doing something right now. Okay. So yeah, that is basically it. So first of all, I got this fabric recently. I know I said I was not going to buy fabrics anymore, but this is such a beautiful fabric. Let me show you. So this works. So let me show you the fabric. This is such a beautiful fabric. Hold on, let me change the direction of the, so it's clear. It's such a beautiful fabric, and I'm currently thinking of making the Christian turtleneck with this. Although we are already in summer, let me show you. So although we're already in autumn, I mean not summer, and it's getting cold, and this is a mesh fabric. I don't know, I still wanted to get it. I was not entirely sure if it was going to be stretchy or not. I was just keeping my fingers crossed because I got it online. But thankfully it is a bit stretchy. It has a bit of stretch to it. So, and it's only a one-way stretch, or rather a two-way stretch, not a four-way stretch, because see, it's a bit stiff here. So and I really wanted the fabric to be like this when I wear it. However, it doesn't seem like that would be the case because it's not stretchy here. And just in case you're wondering why I got it because of the butterflies. So with that being said, I'm going to definitely make this this way, because this is the stretchiest part. So the butterfly would have to look like this when I make it, which is totally fine actually. And I have enough fabric to make. I'm thinking of making, because the Christian dress is supposed to be a midi dress, but now I'm thinking of making this into like a maxi dress because this is enough fabric, if you ask me. I already have an idea of what I want, so I'm going to leave like picture inspirations here for you to see the idea I'm going with. And I want to use this green velvet to make that, because recently I've been gravitating towards green a lot. I don't know, there's just something about green fabrics that I love on me. So I think this would work. And I want to actually make a turtleneck. So like I said, I'm going to put a picture here. So what I'm going to do today is to draft the pattern. And I'm not even going to do any pattern testing or whatnot, because I'm not thinking about releasing this yet or anytime soon. So I'm not going to like pattern test, or I'm not going to like make it mock-up. That's the word I was looking for. I'm not going to make a mock-up. I'm just going to dive right in and cut into this and hope for the best, really. But yeah, thankfully it's a bit stretchy, so it's forgiving in a sense. It's a two-way stretch because it doesn't stretch this way, so it's going to be forgiving in a way. And I'm still not entirely sure if I should use like an invisible zip at the back, but I think I might for safety reasons. So yeah, that's it for this. Hi guys, so it's been like weeks and a lot has changed. I went with a different design. The second time I sewed it up, even made a vlog about it. I'm not going to post it because I didn't like the way the dress turned out, so I'm not even going to bother posting it. And now I have decided to try another style because my birthday is in 6 days, I think. Yeah, 6 days from now. No, 7 days from now, a week from now, basically. And I really don't have so much time anymore, and I really want to make my dress. So what I decided to do was to print out my Cynthia pattern. This is one of my best sellers on the website. So I decided to print out the top and make a dress from this top. So I already have a style in mind. Obviously, the Cynthia top is a halter top, so the dress is going to be a halter dress, and it's going to have like the neck. Rather than a button at the back, I want to extend the strap so it has like a really long neck. It's going to be like a neck scarf in a sense. Then it's going to have a two-tiered skirt with like trimmings at the end. Then I'm also thinking about beading the dress, so I just wanted something a bit extra while also keeping it somewhat simple in a way. But yeah, without talking too much, let's just start cutting out this because yeah, I have a lot to do today. So I have about maybe like 1 or 2 hours to work on the dress today, then go ahead to do other things. I got this stuff to use in cutting out the ends or trimming off the edges. So I'm just going to use that for this.
Here, well, here I stand with roses in my hand, like planting seeds in desert sands. But still, I'm underneath your spell, wishing down an empty well to see how we felt then, way back when. Way back when.
So this is the main fabric and this is the lining. So I basically use the same piece for both the main, or the same fabric for both the main fabric and the lining. So I'm going to choose this as the main fabric and this as the lining because here I just made like a little error. and I don't want that to be noticeable when I wear it. So with that being said, let's then place right sides together. We place right sides together, then we're going to pin the keyhole detailing. So after pinning this, we're also going to pin the side here. In the pattern description or instruction, I suggested that you pin here, then you under stitch the lining so that it doesn't show outside. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this place first, sew it up, clip the curved edges, because without clipping it, this is just going to look weird when you turn it right side out. I'm going to understitch it, and and I'm also going to sew the sides as well. Okay, so now that I'm gonna head to clip the curved edges, you can see it's going to straighten up like this. So I'm just going to turn this like so, and you should have something like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first press the keyhole detail, then I'll understitch the lining to the seam allowance. Then after doing that, I'm going to turn this right sides out again, but this time around I am going to sew. If you have the instruction, or if you have the pattern, then you would know that you sew all the way from here to here. But because I'm trying to make a dress out of this rather than just a regular top, I need to attach the skirt panel piece to it. So I'm not going to sew all the way from here to here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew from here all the way to the seam here, this last seam that connects the center back to the side back piece, and I'm going to stop, and I'm also going to yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And the reason why is because I need to attach the zip here in a very neat manner after I attach the skirt piece to it. Okay, so yeah, let's just go ahead to do this place first. Then after doing that, I'm going to attach the neck scarf, I would say, to the neckline here before I go ahead to attach the skirt. Okay, so now that I've gone ahead to press the side seams after sewing it, this is what you have. So now we need to fix this so we can attach the neck piece to it. So what we're going to do is to just overlap it just a tad bit. Then we're going to hand stitch this in place to prevent it from moving when we are about to sew this to the sew this neck scarf, I would call it, to the neckline. So nothing too serious, just to prevent it from moving around. So now that that is done, we're going to take this. So I just cut like a really long strip. You could decide to cut the strip as long as you want, but I wanted mine to be long enough to tie twice at the neckline and also drape at the back. So for reference, let's see how long this is. So for reference, this is about a total of 120-inch long and basically like 7 inches wide. Okay, so I ended up folding it into two like so, and ironing it so that it stays put. So now it's time for us to attach this. Because I ended up cutting two and joining them together, it was easy for me to find a center point for this. So but if you don't do that, you might have to mark your center point yourself. So now that I have already found mine, let's go ahead to place this here. Okay, so now that I have pinned it, I'm going to sew this. And I'm also going to just go ahead to fold the straps, having right sides facing each other, and sew while leaving the neckline area open so that I can turn this properly. Okay guys, so I went ahead to bring this right side out, press it, which gave it a very neat look. I tried it on and I love the way the neck turned out. That was what I was envisioning. Now for this, after you do that, you could decide to top stitch to close the opening, but what I chose to do was use a hemming tape to close it, so which gave it a neater look. So I used this hemming tape to close it, which gave it a neater look in front here, so you can't see any stitch line, and at the back you can see it's not coming off. So now it's time for us to attach the skirt piece to this, but before we do that, the top was designed to go like an inch or so below the waist, and I want this to sit directly on my waist. So I tried it on and marked where my waist is, and after marking it, it's time for us to trim off some excess fabric. So I'm just going to go ahead to mark everywhere first. So I'm going to go ahead to mark half an inch from the hem of the top so it sits properly on my waist. And for this, I'm only going to mark the main fabric. The lining piece isn't going to be cut. It's just the main fabric. And now that I have cut this is what I have. So the next step is to attach the skirt piece. So I told you initially that I wanted, or maybe I didn't, but I wanted to have a two-tiered skirt piece. So I'm going to leave the measurement I use on the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, making sure you're having right sides of both fabrics facing each other. Then I'm going to create a basting stitch all round from one end to the other end, so I can gather this to the measurement of the waistline. Then I'll be right back. Hi guys, so I went ahead to hem the skirt panel pieces. I added this lace trim into it and hemmed it. So but if you don't want to add the lace trimming, you could just fold it twice and hem it depending on the inches you added for your hemming allowance. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead to sew this zip to the back. And to do that, what I like to do first is I'm going to first of all fold this having right sides facing each other. But before you do this, you want to make sure that you actually tried it on and seeing how much you need to take in for the seam allowance or the zipper allowance. Okay, so I went ahead to go try it on to see how much I'll need to take in for the seam allowance or the zipper allowance. And for me, I'm going to go in by about an inch and sew. So first of all, you're going to have right sides facing each other, making sure that the lining for the bodice is away from the rest of the dress. And you're going to make sure you pin the waist seam. Okay, now that one is aligned, the rest is basically easy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the zip, determine where I want the zip to stop at. I think I'm going to go down about 7 inches from the waistline here, and I'm going to mark it there. So this is where my zip is going to stop at. So for you, it could depend on where you want yours to stop at. All right, now that that is done, I'm going to go sew from here all the way to here, and I'll be right back. I have sewn the sewn from here to the hem, it's time for us to attach the zip. I've also gone ahead to mark where I need to place the zip at. And for me, that is going to be 1 inch away from the edge of the dress. So now we're just going to open this up, and I'm going to place my zip like so, having right sides facing each other. I'm going to pin this down. Okay, so now that I've pinned one side, what I'm going to do is to close this up first so I can. Okay, so now that I've closed this up, I'm going to open this so I find where the waistline is at. I'm going to mark that so I transfer that to the other side of the dress. So now this line I marked here, I'm going to place that at the waist seam. Then I can pin the rest down. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead to sew the zip, and I already have like a neat look like so. Time for us to go ahead to close up this. So what we're going to do is to remember the opening you created when you were attaching the facing or the lining to the bodice. You're going to close that up. So we're going to place right sides together, having the zip in between the main fabric and the lining. Then you're going to go ahead to pin that down and sew. Then you're also going to go ahead to pin this center back together like so. So basically you're going to sew from here, then down here. So now you're going to repeat the same step to the other side. And once you do that, your dress is basically done. But I'm also thinking about adding some embellishments to it, like beads, but I'm not entirely sure yet. But yeah, once you do this, your dress is done. So thank you guys, and let's see what the final result is going to look like. Okay, bye.
My hands are shaking, stifle my breath. You look so lovely, it scares me to death. I used to get so insecure with you, it's different. Yeah, just something about you makes me so sure. Don't know what it is, but you make me wanna stay. Take a leap of faith. I know that you're safe, I know that you're safe. You'll be my parachute, baby, know you